and gentlemen, we're back with another episode of our Home Turf Sports Podcast. As you heard, the mighty marching Bulldog Band from Marlboro County bringing us in there a little bit, coming off a big win last night. We'll get right into this thing, kick it off. Devin, go ahead and get us started with some of our scores from last night, and let's get this thing rolling.
Yeah, man, got us here early tonight. We were a little late, but a few days early, it was Saturday night. Y'all get around to some scores. I hit him with it. He was on tap here from last night. Marlboro looked like they handled business early on. I don't really know what to say about this game. I mean, I just don't know if Ainer didn't show up or if they were still over there at Bojangles eating a pregame meal. But that one got ugly, 57-6. Sherrall, man, they got to get back. I don't know what's going on, man. They defense or offense miscues or what's going on. They took a hard one. The AJ, 41-7. North Central, I ain't gonna say this is an upset, but they went to Churchfield won 8-7. Central at Buford 56-10. Lamar, Big Mac beat 52-0. I was on tap for from last night. Loris escapes Dillon with a 23-22 win. Wilson went on the road to Crestwoods and handled business 27-21. South Florence, man, 57-6 at Darlington. And Sumter, 35-7 over West Florence. In our North Carolina game, Scotland went on the road and won 42-21 at Grays Creek, and Richmond won big at Pine Forest, 53-8. And our one other game that I told you I wanted to talk about was South Point won at Canada 28-7. And our college game we was looking at Clemson wins big over UNC today, 38-10. We get on, would you give us some insight from that one you was on for last night down there in Ainer?
Yeah, man, I actually told Chandler on the broadcast leading into the game, I think that the bye couldn't come in a better time for Marlboro, not just because of the health issues, man. Quarterback banged up, running back banged up. Actually, a couple of running backs were banged up, but I thought that our offense had really started sputtering a little bit. I don't know if it was just because of the health issues that we had really been sputtering, but it looks like they went into the bye got a hard reset, man. They come out really clicking on all cylinders. Ainer comes out, tries an onside kick to start the game off. I think they actually is illegal touch, and they got it. They touched before it went 10 yards. Actually, the ball went almost backwards a couple yards, but anyway, Marlboro's first play from scrimmage was like a 38-yard touchdown run by Troy Haley, untouched. And it was pretty much off to the race there. I think Marlboro's next possession, I think Ainer might have went for it on fourth down, right around midfield. Got to stop 2 or 3 plays in. Trey Blakeney throws a beautiful ball, deep ball about 45 yards down the sideline, hits the receiver dead in stride at about the 5-yard line for a touchdown. He actually had pretty decent coverage. It just, he put it where nobody else couldn't get it. It was really a perfect throw, man. And this kid's made so many strides here probably in the first 5 or 6 games in the passing game. If he continues to progress like he is in the passing game, going along with the way he can run the ball, Marlboro's going to be really dangerous, man. I about regret that I picked Loris to win this region. I know Loris is tough, but last night was a perfect example when Marlboro's offense is clicking. I don't know there's many teams in 3A that can stop that offense last night.
Yeah, man. I was on tap for a little bit of offense early on last night, but felt like all the offense. You seen a lot of offense for it. You need to see for the whole weekend. And what you've seen is Ainer defense. What was they running?
Man, they're pretty much just a base 4-3 defense. I was telling Chandler also, man, that Marlboro's offense is so multiple. We'll come in the wing tee, and we can from the wing tee with actually most of the same kids. We don't have to sub anybody. We can go right into the spread 4 or 5 wide. And for a defense coordinator, especially for Ainer, you send in your big package in and try to stop running that wing tee, and then all of a sudden we could go drop out to spread offense, and you ain't got time to sub anybody.
You got sub because you got
that can be dangerous. But man, really, beginning the second half after the first series, it was running clock the rest of the game. That game could have really got out of hand. Almost, you saw the JV score 70-6. I think me and Utah combined 127-12 or something like that. Combined score, JV and varsity. But Ainer had athletes. It just Marlboro put them in a bad position where we could score a couple times early and fast, and it's kind of hard for you to come back running that wing T offense. Get down a couple scores when you really don't throw the ball that much. So I think Marlboro put them in a bad spot early, and they just never could recover. They gave them a good gut shot early on, and it really took them out of their game.
I hope that wasn't homecoming or anything for those guys last night.
Nah, it was band night, man. I had to sit through band night.
The band probably didn't play much of any touchdown music.
Yeah. No, they played Sandstorm. I told Chandler, every time we scored, every time kickoff, they played Sandstorm. I said, man, they playing that for us or what? Because they ain't scored yet. We done heard Sandstorm 5 times.
You probably heard it 5 times in the first quarter.
We did. It was 27-0. We heard it 4.
Man.
Yeah, but like I said, it was band night, and their band put on a pretty good show at halftime, man, to be honest with you. I was joking around, but that was a really good show by the band, but I think that was probably about the best thing the fans saw all night from the Ainer side.
I think it's about time for those guys to hang them up for the hardwood.
Yeah, it ain't looking good, man. They're probably getting ready for baseball season down that way. I don't know.
Luckily, that everybody in 3A makes playoffs.
They are, man. I'm going to say this, but they're doing a bunch of upgrades to their facilities down there, man. Their field looks really nice.
I seen it look good online.
They're actually doing a bunch of work to the baseball field. It's right there by the road. They tore the press box down, and they got a lot of construction going on around the baseball facility.
Well, the baseball and softball is really what's been carrying.
Yeah. That's why I said they're probably getting ready for baseball season already. Yeah, football looks like it's going to be a long year. They might beat Georgetown, but I don't see many more region wins after that.
Yeah, man. I wish I'd been on tap to see some offense like that last night. Congratulations to you guys. Hopefully, Ainer might get them a bye next week. Hopefully, they got them an easier game next week.
Who's Ainer got? Dylan?
Nah, Dylan goes to Georgetown. So Ainer might have to bye then.
Yeah.
Well,
no, there ain't no. There's 6 teams. There's 6 teams in our region.
Dylan plays Georgetown. Y'all play who?
We play.
Y'all play Georgetown.
We play Georgetown.
Dylan's
gonna play Ainer or Waccamaw.
Waccamaw goes to Loris next week.
Well, Dylan plays Ainer. They don't get much better.
Man, well that conference is good in some ways, and in some ways not for some things. Like for sports wise, for like baseball or basketball, or maybe wrestling. Who knows? But you got any more things we're going to talk about before we move on over? I mean, you were there for that. I didn't get to see much of that one last night.
Nah, I mean it was good that Marlboro got most of their starters out early in the third quarter, and pretty much the backups played the whole rest of the game. And I like to see a bunch of the other guys get in and really get to play. A lot of times you might put them in late in the fourth quarter and they get a drive or a series. It was good to see some of those guys get out there for 4 or 5 series, and just get your feet wet. I mean, I seen guys out there that numbers I had to look at the roster. I ain't seen the number all year.
Well, hey, that's a good thing.
It is.
And then, like you said last night, you heard the home fans getting mad early on. But hey, when you put backups in, those guys ain't wanting to just go out there and just run the ball.
They practice every day.
That's what I'm saying. They want to do some stuff. They want to show their parents what they've been practicing.
Yeah, and they trying to prove to the coach that hey, you can trust me in other situations. Not just now. They want to go in and make plays as well.
And that's the time they go in and prove themselves in that garbage time. But I mean, hey, they got 2 quarters.
Yeah.
Man, hey, but from now on, man, hey, that's you take that as that's your first win. You want to know the reason. This is what really matters now. That's what you take for this game. You win on the road. It don't matter if it was by 1 point or by 51 points. You take still a W at the end when you come home, man. But we get into that next one, man. I really don't know what to say about this one, man. We both took Sherrall in this one, and when you texted me earlier and you said what was going on, I had to check because it was news to me. AJ went on the road to Sherrall and beat him 41-7. Well, 41-17, yeah. Wrote on some other stuff over here. Yeah, 41-17. That was really a shocker.
Yeah, I want to. At some point, I'm gonna give it a few days to cool off, but I want to reach out to Poole just to get his take on if it was more of them shooting herself in the foot or if AJ's really that good, man. like I said, not seeing the game and not knowing much about it, not talking to anybody. I think that
I haven't talked to anybody either.
I think it could be a combination of AJ having a really good night and Terrell probably doing a lot of stuff to hurt their own self. Cause I really didn't see that coming from AJ.
Well, Larry, like I told you, I said, man, like we said, Central found something last week, somebody they could pick on, you know. Maybe, I told you, AJ would probably watch that film and try to find that same thing. Or, I mean, you know coaches talk. He probably called that, hey, man, what's their weakness? Like, what should we do to prevent that from happening? Or what's their weakness on that side of the field? But, yeah, that was really a shocker, man. I seen them go, like, one time I went there and looked at it, and they had a big run down the field. I told you, I texted you, I said, hey, man, they about to score. And I think out of that one, they only got a field goal. That was right before the half. And then I had went on there another time, and I seen where they had a bad snap over the quarterback's head, and they had scooped and scored, man. I just don't know if they had a bad night all overall, or if the offense had a bad night, the defense didn't. I'm going to have to find out more about that one, but tough one, man. Tough back-to-back weeks to lose. I think they get a bye. I can't sure if they got a bye next week or if I think it's a bye. You got any more on that thing before we get going?
Nah, we'll probably we'll probably touch on that again probably
Thursday.
Later Thursday on our preview show for next week.
Yeah.
I just want to speak to Poole on before I say something stupid, but just get his take on the whole situation.
Well, man, this was a shocker, man. North Central went to Chesterfield and won 8-7.
But is it really a shocker after they lost to McBee last week?
Well, I mean, it's kind of I ain't gonna say it's a shocker, but I seen who North Central played early in the season. The teams they played wasn't some, I would say, strong teams. But I didn't think they was gonna be that strong, or I ain't gonna say strong. I just didn't think they was capable of. I feel like Chester had more athletes, but like you said last week, after what happened to them with McBee or 2 weeks ago, I mean, I see what you're saying there too.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. All signs were pointing up there for a few weeks for Chesterfield. I mean, everybody's getting excited and
but look, what was they 4-0?
Yeah, I started.
They look. Listen to it. They did the same thing last year when Coach Matt Quinn was the coach. Remember?
Yeah.
They were 4 or 5-0, and they went in the region and didn't win but one game against Buford, I believe.
I was starting to drink the Kool-Aid, man. I was jumping on the bandwagon, but I think they done hit a bump and throw me off the back of the truck. I don't know.
Did they throw you off, or the drink got watered down?
It might have got watered down. They put their sugar in it.
Yeah, man, that was crazy, man. But this is a big one, man. Central over Buford, 56-10. Feel like they continued on from where they scored last week, man.
Yeah, I think that that's pretty much as expected on that game there. And like you told me after the Terrell-Payton game, you said Central probably won't lose the game. I don't see much competition. I'm anxious to see what AJ does when they play Central. Just for some kind of comparison to the just to see what happened there. But it's okay. Like I said, Terrell can just come back, get ready to roll for the playoffs, and looks like they're probably going to end up with a 3 seed at this point. I don't see
somebody else beat somebody else.
Unless AJ gets upset by somebody else and Payton beats him as well. But like I said, I think Payton's just cruising through the rest of the year, man, until the playoffs roll around, and they're going to get stuck in the tougher bracket. Actually, weird how it worked out. The number 1 seed is going to get a tougher playoff bracket. It looks like to me.
Yeah.
From what I've been told, so this might be a blessing in disguise for Sherrod. But like I said, I ain't want to jump back on that game. I'm anxious to see how AJ and Central match up.
Man, another 52-point game here. Lamar handles business against McBee, 52-0 at home.
Yeah.
Well, remember what them boys said?
Yeah, the guys from Lamar, man, they said Payton's going to be the best defense they played all year, and after that game, they didn't think they'd lose another game.
Yeah, we seen it last week. We talked about it, and it's showing here again tonight. Central only gave up 10 points last night, but we on the Lamar game now. But Lamar, 52-0, man. I mean, what can you ask?
Yeah, might be riding high coming off of what did they win?
Hey, they got that inter-district win, baby.
Yeah,
They got a reality check now.
They
First
did.
region game.
Man, I don't know, man. It's hard. You like to see McBee do good, man. It's just every time I go down, you got good vibes around the atmosphere around there.
Good food too.
Good food, good people. It makes you not want to pull against them, but at some point you just got to realize you're overmatched, and I think this year is one of those years they just overmatched.
Yeah, man. I tell you, it's crazy how it works. I never even went down to watch Lamar play or been there to their facilities, man. But I know they always been a strong 1A team. We might have to make a trip down there one time.
Yeah, man, I know exactly where it's at. We cut loose one weekend around there, maybe catch a playoff game or something.
Yeah, that would be cool, man. But hey, man, I was on tap for this one last night. Loras went into Dillon, walked in there, and come out of there with a win, 23-22. I'll tell you, man, that game felt like a playoff game to me for some reason. When I went and watched Dillon and Hartsville play, I didn't get the same vibe that I got last night. I sat on the lower side last night and seeing if I could see a difference. That was real energetic on that side, man. They had their bells out. Pretty packed crowd for that game actually than the game I was there before. But man, they had some good players out there. Early on, I feel like I thought both teams was running air raid offense. They was just throwing the ball down the field and letting them have it. But I think I got some notes for some key players actually from last night. If you give me a second, let's see. Well, this is the play that Dillon got the ball first. They threw tried to throw a pass, and the lineman tipped it up, caught it himself, ran it in. I told you number 74.
Yeah.
Named Damari. Yeah, Damari Thurman. Pretty good player, man. Running back for Loras, pretty good. He runs downhill a lot. Khalid Sherman, he was pretty good. JJ Campbell caught a touchdown pass for Dillon. Jakari Bell, number 5, is on the outside for Loras. Pretty dominant receiver. He actually had 2 touchdowns. Quarterback number 7 is Zamir Gerald, is a quarterback for Loras. Dual threat guy. You got to get out of the pocket. He runs pretty good. K Part had a good game for Dillon last night at linebacker position. He had that scoop and score fumble I told you about. Yeah. They ran all the way down there. Then Dillon ran the ball. Got put in the spin cycle. Loras scooped it up, went out and took it 90 yards for the drive, and that's how it got to 23-22, and that was in the third quarter, and nobody else never scored a point again. But I think you told me, I didn't even notice this, you said they held Dillon to 1 yard of total offense in the second half.
Yeah, I was reading that on the high school sports page on Facebook, and I don't know how accurate it is, but they reported that they held them to 1 total yard of offense.
It could be true. I'll tell you, if you, at the end right there in crunch time, Dillon was trying to throw the ball in the field, but the quarterback was just getting sacked like 3 or 4 times in a row. He got sacked. I mean, he had took like a 10, 15. I mean, if you have 50 yards, I mean, that counters into it too. Yeah. So they might have been, they could have been throwing that one into the thing. But overall, man, both of these two teams was good as advertised. It was a good game, good atmosphere.
Pretty evenly matched game. Was there a lot of penalties, or was it a pretty clean game?
Pretty clean game, honestly, for both. Everybody, Loras beat Dillon last year, so some of those guys had already been in there. But I think Dillon has had, Loras has had something to prove again, man. Like, they had more athletes, I'd say, than Dillon.
Do you think so?
I felt like, but they didn't have too many on the sideline. I feel like Dillon dressed out more.
So you said that they double and sometimes triple covers,
Yeah, especially in the first year.
So your coach,
I feel like maybe, if I had to say, I don't think he had over 4 catches. I could be wrong.
Well, that's a coach's decision. He decided we're going to take this guy away and see what you have other than him. And it looks like that it just wasn't quite enough. Did he score any?
He scored one. He scored that first drive there. I mean, they threw a seam right to him. But after that, he actually, the dude that was actually guarding him, I think he had ran crossers.
Yeah.
And he got picked. He got picked. And he just kept cutting up the seam. But it was a good game, man. Whenever Marlboro plays both of them, it's gonna be go. You need to go.
Did Dillon get pressure? Was Dillon getting any pressure on Lewis's quarterback? Were they able to get any pressure?
Dillon's defense actually played better than they did against Hartsville. That's what I'm saying. I think both teams was evenly matched on both sides of the ball and on.
They go down on turnovers, right?
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's what I told you. It was crazy. Like Loris, they had through like just a little stop and go. Dude that caught the ball, tried to spin out of a tackle, coughed it up. Dillon picked it up, and that's why I told you they scooped it up. Went for 80 yards, got down to the 10. Dillon ran like a counter, didn't get nothing. So then the next play they ran like a reverse. And the dude gets spun, they fumble, and it's like a turn of events in 15 seconds. It went back down the field to the other side, which was crazy. I was like, this ain't even serious right now.
So Dillon wasn't doing anything to try to try to free up,
get him in the game. No.
Yeah, like maybe bring him in motion. You know, if you bring a guy in motion, they can't really stack coverage on you like that.
Yeah, they don't really run a lot of like misdirection stuff with him. They always usually run 15.
Okay.
JJ.
Yeah, sometimes you got to make some decision to get that guy involved in the game, man. You know,
or at least give him some wild.
He can be just one missed tackle away, from taking one all the way. I would maybe bring him in motion to where they can't stack coverage on top of him, or maybe some slip screens, or maybe even a reverse or something like that.
There was one time in the third quarter or early in the fourth quarter, I really didn't understand why they made the call. They was inside like the 15 instead of just taking the 3 points. They tried to go for it on like a 4th and 2 and got stuffed. It
probably says a lot about your kicking game.
They don't have a good kicker. I went last time they didn't have a good kicker, a field goal kicker.
That's Dillon?
Yes. And Sam, the quarterback, he kicked the field goal last night. He made him one. He's the field goal kicker, the quarterback, and he kicks off.
That's kind of dangerous, man. If you got your quarterback kicking, somebody could dive for the ball and hit him in the knee or an ankle.
And man, I
don't like people starting quarterbacks. Being a lot of people quarterbacks a holder. Yeah, I hate that. What if he kicks?
They do that in college too, though.
Yeah, usually it's a backup quarterback though.
Yeah, like I seen Gunnar Stockton holding today.
Yeah, I don't like that. What if he kick his hand?
Yeah, or he jam it or something.
Yeah, jam your finger.
Yeah,
bad snap. But
one thing I look for Marlboro, what Marlboro needs to do is on when they play Loris, when they punt, they need to send pressure. They do not have a good long snapper. There was 3 or 4 times he hopped it over. Dillon scored 1 of their touchdowns on he snapped it over.
Bad snap.
Yeah.
That's one thing Marlboro's going to do. Their defensive line is going to apply pressure. So
it's going to be an overall.
Is their snapper the same kid that is the center? That's the normal center. Or did you?
That I couldn't tell you. I wasn't really looking that hard, but Loris got some good players, man. I tell you, at 74, I had told you he's good. They got good athletes. They got 2 twin brothers that's pretty good. No, Dillon's got good players, man.
How's the quarterback, Loris? Everybody says the quarterback's pretty good.
When he gets out of the pocket and he can scramble and see down the field, he's a pretty good passer on the run too. But he ran pretty decent, but sometimes he just throw it out of bounds.
I got you.
But I mean, if he's got to go, naturally he's gonna go. But we ain't gonna hold up too much time on that game. Wilson went on the road to Crestwood, man. They come out at the end with a 27-21 victory.
Yeah, I actually watched some of the highlights of that game when I got back from Mania last night. Wilson plays a lot of close games, man. Have you noticed that? A lot of the scores are in the 20s. Yeah, I don't think their offense is that explosive, but I just think, they grind it out, and that's the type of game they just like to play. I mean, some teams are just like that. They want to grind it out and make you battle for every little yard and every little thing you get. And, that's just the type of team they are. They're a tough, gritty team, and it seems to work out for them more times than not.
Yeah, they feel like every Friday night they playing their games on their heels. Their coach can't say, please, can we have a game where we can take the starters out for a little bit?
Everything they got comes down to the wire.
Man, that's speaking of Crestwood must be on to something, man. I seen them losing early games early on. But Crestwood must be better of the Crestwood and Lakewood this year. It must be Sumter, Crestwood's Lakewood this year.
Yep. Speaking of Sumter, man, what you think about that game?
Sumter, man. I took Sumter this because I figured this would happen. They handled business against the West Florence Knights, 35-7.
I took Sumter, man. They're tough, man. They're always tough, and they're always right there for their region title. Man, Sumter's been putting out talent for a long time. Just now split up. They got 3 high schools now. So they had 2 when I was in school, but now they're expanding to 3. I mean,
they got 2 private schools.
It's kind of hard to keep all the talent, but it just seems like Sumter majority keeps all the football players. Maybe Crestwood gets a lot of the basketball players. And I mean Sumter has a good baseball program as well. But yeah, I kind of felt like Sumter probably run away with this game. We don't really cover them much, so it's hard to really say who's who and who's good for them. But I just, I kind of keep an ear out, around the state to try to keep up with who you might match up with or who's really playing well in the state. And I've been hearing a lot of good things about Sumter, so I kind of figured that game would end up the way it did.
Well, another team in Florence last night has got a victory, and that was South Florence. I told you, this person probably would stop posting in the second quarter. And I kept refreshing their page.
Did that happen?
And it happened. The last score I had seen, it was like 15-6. And then I looked today and I finally seen the final. 57-6.
That same score tomorrow, man. I seen that on the highlights last night too. It probably looked like about the same as the Marlboro game from what I seen on the highlights. There wasn't many highlights for purple and black.
Nah, I like it for the one team on that opposite side over there. The Bruins, they handle business with ease. I feel like the Bruins was in cruise control last night, and they were speeding if you look at their score.
Man, South Florence just keeps on rolling, man. They don't really have the big time D1 players, technically that they have in the past few years that everybody's aware of and everybody knows of, but they just keep on keeping on, man. And like South Florence, I expect them to be right there at the end again. Maybe playing for the lower state and making a push for a state championship game.
Yeah, man, I feel like South Florence is getting back on their winning ways where they were back in the early 2000s stuff. Back, like you said, they used to be top teams in the country back then. But hey, Scotland went on the road last night to Grays Creek. Handled that one pretty good, 42-21.
Yes, Scotland. I think we both picked Scotland, didn't we? Yes, yeah. Scotland's just they just go on about their business, and there's never a whole lot of hoopla around them. It's just you look at the score, Scotland won, or Scotland struggles when they get in the postseason.
For some reason,
tough matchups in the postseason, but usually in the regular season,
they just get bad draws, man.
Yeah, I think it's where like you said, where they fall out on the bracket, but they just haven't played up to their ability in the playoffs. But usually during the regular season, Scotland's going to be a tough game, and I really hated that we lost that Marlboro Scotland game this year. As happy as I was to get the Conway series back, I'm really disappointed in the Scotland and Marlboro thing. Maybe I hope that can get worked out in the future, but back to Scotland, man. They're going to be tough. They got a lot of young talent. Those guys are starting to grow up, and they're starting to show on the field. So I think Scotland's going to be a tough out in their region. We both picked Scotland to win their region.
Yep.
And I think they'll be right there at the end.
Yeah, man. Like you said, we both took Scotland this one. I don't feel like I know this year both teams got moved up. I guess I don't know if North Carolina implemented a multiplier like South Carolina did, but I don't think Grays Creek and Scotland is usually in the same classification.
Yeah, I think this is the first year.
I just feel like Grays Creek was really outmatched.
Is that around the Lumberton area, Hope Mills, up that way somewhere?
I think it's up near like that other side of Aberdeen, like White Lake area.
Okay.
not really that sure. You checking that?
Yeah, I'm gonna see exactly where it's at.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I don't feel like that was a good matchup for Graves Creek.
Hope Mills.
Oh, is it over there at Hope Mills?
Yeah,
They got 2 high schools in that area. Hope Mills High School too.
yeah. So, yeah, that's a newer school, man. So yeah, Graves Creek, Cumberland County School. Yeah. So that school is known for information and technology school program. So they're just probably
Kind of like an arts kind of
yeah,
school.
probably something like maybe AJ.
Yeah, AJ needs to be 3A. I'm telling you, if you ever get to roll up to their school, and it looks like a mini.
Graves Creek was established in 2003, but yeah, I think this is the first time I can remember Scotland in Graves Creek.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they were 2A or 3A, and Scotland usually 4A, 5A, and they're doing the same thing now, that's probably outmatched. I mean, you look at some schools that play in conferences, it's really outmatched. They really don't have a chance sometimes. But hey, Richmond went on the road to Pine Forest. 53-8 was that final. I had looked at one time, and I seen somebody on there. I think it was like 38-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think Pine Forest had won a game, correct?
I think they was like 1-6 now.
We knew pretty much that game was going to get out of hand. Probably, I just didn't know it would be that fast.
Don't hold me to it. I think I seen where Richmond had scored like 28 points on 4 plays.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, they didn't even get the ball first. Hey, region win. Keep it pushing.
And yeah, I mean, as much as we say a 1 point win is a 1 point win, hey, if you lose, it don't matter if you lose by 1 or 100, it still counts as one loss. So hey, that's one thing they can hang their hat on. So
I think it's about time for that school to hang them up. What they say, pass to the left.
Roll out the basketballs at it.
Pass to the left.
Yeah.
Help to the right. Yeah, that'll do it for
I think they polishing the gym floor this week.
Yeah,
I
had rolled by and I seen the bleachers pushed in. I figured I seen that wax on, wax off a little bit.
Yeah, they waxing the floor again to get ready for basketball practice, I think.
They ain't waxing it for them to practice football there when it's raining.
Yeah, the only other thing getting waxed in football is their ass. So, Richmond, BTA.
Yeah, Richmond was BTA all the way to the Pine Forest last night. Man, and speaking of forwards, you would think they have some tall guys to defend some people since it's a forest. But
I don't know, man.
Richmond must have Melvin Ingram last night.
They had a bunch of the old guys, man. Look like they
had Caleb Hood. Since he didn't play today for North Carolina, which speaking of that game, I don't think nobody showed up for North Carolina.
Not even
38-10, huh?
Not even the fans.
No, I seen more people at Ludacris concert this morning.
I think that's why everybody went.
Well, the players must have went.
I did.
That was a 38-10 final, man. It was over before it started.
Sometimes you can go to ESPN. I was just checking some of the games and stuff, and you click on that game. Said you could get tickets as low as $7 for that game today. Then cost 10 to see Ludacris, 7 to get in the game. You could have paid more than the points they scored. Yeah, could have got a deal. Yeah, I seen Cade had first quarterback ever to throw four touchdowns in the first half since against Bill Belichick. Man, I think he's gonna be one and done, man. What you think, Bill? Yeah. Oh, it's time for Bill to come home. Yeah, that blonde he's got at the house. Phone home, Bill. You need to call what's his name? Phone home. E.T. Yeah, it's time to come home, Bill. Yeah, they that game got ugly fast. I mean, like you said, first play of the game, man, the flea flicker 75-yard touchdown pass. What you say to your team when that happens? Who you in for it? I don't know what you say. Do you say anything? I don't know. I mean, Cade didn't get credit for that one. No. No, so that could have been 5 touchdowns. They threw 5 touchdowns. Yeah, he technically probably threw 5,
Man, that's gonna do it for our week. What is it? Week 6, week 7 recap. Week 7 recap, I believe. We'll be back. We'll be back Thursday night.
Probably Thursday.
Guys.
Could possibly be Wednesday, guys. I just see how this week plays out. Got a lot of stuff on the schedule this week, so.
Yeah, we figured we'd give it to y'all early tonight or earlier day. Give y'all some inside info before y'all call somebody or see somebody at church tomorrow or at Sunday dinner and talk crap to somebody. Try to give y'all a little insight before y'all get on somebody's head, man. But we'll see you guys back Thursday night. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. He's Brent.